Geometry Module 2, Lesson 3, Rotation. Explain 1, rotating figures using a ruler and protractor on page 88. So feel free, if you need to pause the video and get a ruler or protractor, or should I say and protractor, feel free to do so. Do mindful that if you at least have a protractor, sometimes you can use the straight edge of the bottom of the protractor as a ruler if you need to. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. A rotation is a form of transformation around point P, which is the center of the rotation, such that the following is true: that every point and its image are the same distance from P. Okay? All angles with vertex P formed by a point and its image have the same measure. This angle measure is the angle of rotation. So again, that comes back to, if you're doing a 90-degree angle of rotation, then each point from one image to the pre-image should have that same 90-degree rotation. Alright, so in the figure, the center of rotation is point P, and the angle of rotation is 110 degrees. So example 1, we're going to draw the image of the triangle after the given rotation. So counterclockwise, so that's always important as to which way you're going. So counterclockwise rotation of 150 degrees around point P. Right, and that's our example. So up here, they wanted to show you what 110 would look like. That if you took this as your 0, this on your protractor, then your next point would be at 110 degrees. So if you apply that to an actual shape, then you're going to be doing a similar concept. You're going to take each one of these points. You're going to take your protractor and line it up through your origin point here and map out where 150 degrees would take that individual point. Okay, so step 1, draw line segment PA. Use a protractor to draw a ray that forms 150 degree angle with PA. So you do just that. You take that, and that becomes your 0. And then you imagine that A is going to be pivoting all the way to here, and then plot it. And you're going to do the same thing with C and B. Okay, next page. So you want to make sure that the distance is congruent between AP and A prime P, and then you connect them, and you do all the same things for these A prime, B prime, and C prime. And then you have your shape that has a rotation of 150 degrees counterclockwise. Okay. So what about the next example? Clockwise rotation of 75 degrees around point Q. Right? So the same basic steps are going to repeat just like they did previously. And go ahead and try to do that one and look over that one. So we have our figure. We connect it to our origin and our center. And this time when you line up your protractor, you can line it up going this way because it's counterclockwise. And so you can measure out 75 degrees from here to here and plot your point, making sure it's the same distance, and then do that with all of your other points, and that's the shape that you get. Reflect. How can you use tracing paper to draw the image of triangle ABC in part A? So go back and think about that. How could you do the same thing with tracing paper? Pause the video and write that down. Reflect and think and analyze. All right, let's see a possible answer. Again, you don't have to have worded it exactly the same way. We're after the concept. I put in a piece of tracing paper on a page, trace the triangle and point P, put the point of a pencil on point P, and use a protractor to rotate the tracing paper counterclockwise 150 degrees. You can then trace over it, the new location, and pressing firmly to make an impression of the page below. So I don't know if you've ever done that before, but that's one way you can do it, of transmitting the lead, basically, of a pencil. All right, let's go to the next page. Turn on page 90. So we have draw the image of the triangles after the given rotation. Counterclockwise rotation of 40 degrees. So you have to think about counterclockwise, how you're going to set it up. You can refer back to example A. And a clockwise rotation of 125 degrees around point Q. So again, you can refer back and even rewind the video if you need to, of how you did point B to help you on that one. So go ahead and pause the video and try to work those out on your own, and before you resume it, and see what happened. Alright, so let's check these out. So we had point P, and it was a counterclockwise, so we connect these points here, put our protractor down this way, and are spinning it from 0 to here. Would have been a 40 degrees on my protractor, having the base line up this way and the curve going around. Right, clockwise rotation. So from here to here, you draw your line, put your protractor down, and we're going to go 125 degrees that way. And so this would be your 0, and count 125 backwards. And you would do that for each of these. You put your line between Q and U, and then go from here round for 125 degrees. Alright, I hope this helped.